This week's major event was the petition for a general election, which was obviously going to be. Starmer was ridiculed and roasted in today's video, which was one of the first items brought up in the Prime Minister's questions this week. We will watch and respond while also reviewing all of the most recent news from across the nation, but first, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join our rapidly expanding community. Just a quick note to let you know that we have new Stuck Farmer t-shirts in stock. Go get them right away at British.com or click the link in the description. If he doesn't resign and find out until, applause, I'll decide when there are more Mr. Speakers, but in the meantime, I'm the one asking the questions. 2 million people have signed a petition urging him to leave. He is the one who is unaware of how things operate and that growth is not produced by the government. It's business, his employment secretary, and I don't see her here, Mr. Speaker. She wants more young people working, yet companies claim they are laying off workers due to the Chancellor's budget. His Deputy Prime Minister is also not present. They claim that her employment rights law will prevent companies from employing. The CBI stated on Monday that the government's policies don't align, and she mentions a petition that was filed nationwide on July 4. We spent years transforming our party from a protest party to a government party, but now they're moving in the wrong direction. What a bunch of bullshit. Mr. Speaker, let me give him another example of a legitimate business since we have a budget in March of this year and we won't be blocking down Whitehall streets following the date and made life easier for people. Everything he has done has been an attack on people. The budget was an attack on farmers, workers, pensioners, young people, and thousands of charities and businesses nationwide. The system as a whole is broken. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, he is making matters worse by making their constituency be impacted. Since everyone is dissatisfied, isn't it fortunate that the Chancellor is an authority on customer complaints? I believe she has just read the charge sheet against the previous administration, Mr. Speaker. Everything is broken, and they come here every week with nothing but complaints, no fresh ideas, nothing helpful. They live in this fantasy world where everything seems to have been fine for 14 years, and they don't know what they're doing from day to day. The country is tired of these fantasies, so they've let them go. We're going to make the difficult decisions, and they're hopping on every bandwagon that goes by. In other news, pensioners have stated that they will have to decide between heating their homes after concerts and eating hot meals. Rachel Reeves declared that there would be a cap on the winter fuel allowance. According to a recent survey, the effect on older individuals who are at risk is more than half of respondents stated that they would have to cut back on their home heating. AGUC claims that last year, more than 3/4 of pensioners used their winter fuel payments for necessary energy expenses as the government works to limit important help to people receiving pension credit or other means-tested benefits. The benefits, which assisted 77% of the elderly in paying for domestic appliances, hot water, and heating, will cause the number of recipients to drop from 11.4 million to 1.5 million AG. According to UK study, more than 1/3 of senior citizens will experience financial hardship in the absence of the payout. According to a September KENR survey of over 1,000 individuals aged 66 and over, 1 in 10 pensioners stated they would have to reduce their intake of hot meals in order to make ends meet without the payment. This is especially concerning for those who were receiving other benefits but were no longer eligible for winter fuel payments, as 53% of them stated they would struggle financially, almost a quarter of them. Previously, 24% of retirees used their winter fuel subsidies only for meal preparation. The significant cut is a component of the steps Reeves announced to solve the shortages in public finance. Millions of senior citizens in the UK will be impacted by the changes, which warn of tough decisions to come between we attempt to use only 1 hour of heating each day for warmth and basic necessities. An 87-year-old man informed the charity, "I will have to stay in bed longer and only get up to eat." The vast majority of older people spent their winter fuel payment on energy-related costs last year, according to Caroline Abrahams, charity director at Age UK. Fuel prices have increased significantly compared to 5 or 10 years ago, and even older people who expected to be relatively comfortable in retirement have been impacted and forced to tighten their belts. In defense of their stance, a government spokesperson said, "We are committed to supporting pensioners with millions set to see their state pension rise by up to £1,900 this Parliament through our commitment to the triple lock." Additionally, 1 million pensioners will continue to receive the winter fuel payment, and they will see a 152% increase in pension credit claims. The administration emphasized further assistance programs like the cold weather subsidies and the 150 warm home discount. Last but not least, Age UK is encouraging people impacted to get in touch with their local council for possible assistance, as the Household Support Fund has been expanded to assist struggling households with bills and necessary needs over the winter. According to Queen Camilla's son, King Charles has altered his eating habits since receiving a cancer diagnosis. The 76-year-old monarch was given an undisclosed cancer diagnosis in February of this year. Queen Camilla's son, Tom Parker BS, disclosed that the king has reduced his intake of some of his favorite foods in order to prioritize his health. The king, according to Tom, is re-examining what and when he eats in light of his recent experiences. He told Saga, "I'm a known nutritionist, but I know that food is part of a body's medicine, it knows when we're having the right stuff." The food critic also disclosed that Camilla 77 has reduced her intake of red meats like lamb, beef, and pork, which are considered to be a probable cause of cancer by cancer research. He continued, "This is not me being oily, I'm just stating the facts." Tom called King Charles a food hero. Ask him about the number of apple kinds in the high-grade orchard or about artisan British cheeses. He is knowledgeable. The chef and food